What is that? This camera is too good. I can see all type of stuff on my face I never see. I know I say that often. Anyway, um, so I'm outside waiting on somebody so I can do my job. Anyway, I thought I'd go ahead and get this review out of the way. It says Breaking Bad. I'm on season 4, episode 10. It's titled Salud, which you say that after you drink, which comes up in this episode. Now, coming off the heels of last episode, I'm so I got a little piece of that's a white hair, but I got a little piece of that's a little lint right there. That's an actual white hair because in my vitiligo, my hair some of my hair goes white, not gray or whatever. Getting all personal. Yeah, so coming off the last episode, I was really excited to see what was going to happen in the next episode. Now, this is an opportunity for Gustavo. Let's go ahead and start with that character. This is an opportunity for Gustavo to get payback on this cartel boss that killed his, I think it was his best friend or his cousin or something. I wasn't too sure about it. But anyway, he brings a peace offering. Well, he brings Pinkman as part of the peace offering. Excuse me. And on top of that, he brings one of this cartel boss's favorite drinks. It's tequila and Yeho, not respeto. I like the respeto. He gets the Yeho. Anyway, he gets that. He drinks it. Of course, there's poison in it, and he came out with a big old. What? How would I describe that? A entourage, or he came out deep, as the kids say, or he came out with a crew. Yeah. So, they all consume this alcohol, but of course it's laced with poison. Gustavo actually drinks it, but he's giving himself something to try and lessen the effect, I'm guessing. But he also vomits up the stuff, but he still gets pretty sick. And this is close towards the end of the episode, of course. He already has a medical team set up for him. Now, I forgot the guy's name again, but his head enforcer, if you will, he winds up getting shot in the stomach, but they're not concerned with him whatsoever. They're only concerned with Gustavo, which makes sense. If he dies, then no more money. And I've already pretty much indebted myself to this person, so my biggest concern is to keep him alive. If I keep him alive, not only do I keep my cash flow running, I won't fall victim towards like vultures from other parties that come and get me. Now that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. I just hate to see the guy go out like that, gut shot. It's a horrible way to go out. Now, I'm going to speak on. I don't know. I'm talking like that. I'm going to talk about Junior's reaction with Mr. White, his father. They had a moment because Mr. White is under the influence of some strong medication that he took after the beating he received from Pinkman. So, he's laying in bed. He's not feeling too good. Son finds him. He's still lying to his son about what he's doing, which I think is pretty good. He never should have told his wife what he's doing. But I guess if he wouldn't have told his wife where he's going, then those characters wouldn't evolve the way they did. But anyway, so they're bonding on a level beyond almost anything, which I'm really excited to see. And so once they get done doing that, not the fact that they're getting done doing that, but his walking away right now, this guy might want to talk to me. So they're involved in this father-son moment, but it's so much more than that because he comes back with something. So his son comes back with something quite insightful, I guess. He's saying, because there's a moment when Mr. White's crying and he looks like he's on death's door almost. He's got a lot of bruises and open sores and things of that nature. And his son is sitting there looking him in the face. But the next morning they get a chance to have a conversation about that, and his son is saying to his father, I'd rather remember you like that, because Mr. White's doesn't want him to remember him like that, but he's saying, I'd rather remember you like that because it was real. I got to see you for who you are. Got to see you at your most vulnerable point. Not to say that's a good thing, but you're not. There's no smoke and mirrors involved there. You don't have a mask on. You're really yourself, which I thought was like really good for his character to say in a moment like that. Also, seeing Mr. White, I guess we've already seen that character pretty vulnerable. I mean, he basically lost it when he realized he had cancer. So this is the second time we've seen him vulnerable. I felt kind of uncomfortable watching him cry and watching his son console him. And his son actually got another pair of glasses for him because Mr. White got his glasses broken that fight with Pinkman. I just thought that whole thing was necessary. And you know what? I think they had this. I think the writers had this in mind from the beginning, because they never gave that junior character, his son, too much dialogue in most of the episodes. And this one, they made him be like a rock or a pillar, kind of. Interesting. Now, I guess I'll go on to Pinkman. Well, I'll say Pinkman for last. I guess I'll just go with Gustavo, the head boss. Now, I think I touched on it earlier. He's in a position where he has opportunity to avenge his I guess it was his friend or his cousin or something like that. He has the opportunity to avenge him and take control of a large part of this drug trade that he's in. Consequently, I feel like. So, let me see what happens. So he's pretty calm and collected the whole time, but he's at the exact same house where this incident happened. The guy, believe it or not, after having all this money, never changes his home. Most people, I think, will be constantly moving if you're in that position, especially for as long as he has been. I know I'm kind of speeding through this, but I'm in a situation where I don't exactly know when the person's going to come that I'm waiting on so I can do my job. So I'm trying to speed through this review so the person won't come up and like, oh, I got to go and shut it off. I shouldn't even be explaining. I should just be knocking it out. But back to when I was talking about Gustavo. Gustavo is this character. I've grown to really like this character. The only reason I've tried to watch the spinoff of this, Better Call Saul, is because of Gustavo, because of his connection with that guy. I really wanted to see if they gave any more information about that character in that other series. Of course, I'm not even going to get into that. Maybe I'll make a video just about the amount of shows that are available, along with old movies and new movies that are available on all these platforms. But anyway, I'm getting off topic. Getting really off topic. I was talking about Gustavo and his opportunity. So he took advantage of it, and he succeeded with it. And what I thought was interesting, his head of security, instead of like going for a chokehold or something like that, which I guess he's an older man, probably wouldn't have worked with a younger guy. He takes out a piece of baling wire or something really old school and decides to strangle a guy with that, which I thought was pretty, I don't know. It took a little bit longer than it needed to. I just walked up behind him, just put a knife right in his spine or something like that. I don't know. Maybe I watched too many movies. I don't know. I don't know. So now I guess I'm gonna. Oh man! I almost forgot about Mrs. White and her little situation. So she has decided to pay off her ex-boss's debt, but of course, if you know anything, and I think her conversation with Saul sums it up perfectly. Maybe I don't have the rose-colored glasses that you have. She thinks, oh, okay, if I give him the exact amount he needs to pay off his debt, he's going to just pay his debt off and be happy. No. He goes and buys a brand new car and starts putting everybody in his company back on the payroll. What are you doing? You didn't think that was going to happen? Now I'm interested to see what her options are after that. But she winds up telling him that she's the one that gave him the money. So now that complicates things even more. You just got to kill him. You just kill him. This is one time when you need to use those services. You just need to kill him. He's just, or you should have just paid it anonymously. Anonymously. I can't say the word. One of the two. Just do that, please. But yeah, that whole situation. That whole situation is bothersome. I'm ready to see what's going to happen with those characters. But Pinkman, I'm going to do this real quick. Pinkman steps up in this episode. Last episode, I think it was the last one or the one before that. Somewhere in between the last 3 episodes that I watched, Pinkman's becoming more and more handy with a firearm. And this one, he has to be as handy as he's ever been with a firearm. He has to step up. And he's also cooking the product by himself. And they go to test it, and after all that work, it came out to be like 96.2 or something like that of purity, which I was like, right on, Pinkman. You know, of course, there's some deception involved in there. Kind of leaves him like, what's going on? This character's kind of out of the loop, I guess. Just crazy shit. Now, Pinkman, at the end of this episode, Pinkman's concerned with the head enforcer's life because he's gut shot. And that's what episode ends. And I'm ready to see the next episode.